Hey, Red Moon, how are you? Be right with you guys, trying to get everything situated. I am doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, I think I got everything up and running. I think. Let's go ahead and get started. What is up? How's everybody doing on this fine Friday? I don't know about you guys, but it's hotter than hell here. It's been crazy, crazy warm. Got up to 40 the other day. It's like, yeah, I think spring has sprung and I'm so excited. So, we got the new desk up. It's smaller than what I thought it was going to be, but it works. I love it. I like it a lot. Um, the room is still a mess, obviously, as you can see behind me. um, we're still trying to figure out everything. But yeah, I like it. Is it hot there too? Where are you, Red Moon? Yeah. Hey, easily distracted. How you doing, hon? Thanks for coming in. Um, yeah, there's no AC in Alaska, so I'm stuck with the heat when it gets hot here. Texas, okay. Rainy and cool in Chicago, nice. Well, probably not for you, right? You probably don't want it. You want it sunshine. It's a little bit cooler out today than it was yesterday, but I'm still like, you know, it doesn't help when they run the washer and dryer downstairs. It's like right directly underneath my bedroom, so it's a little toasty in here. So, how have you guys been? Hopefully, everybody is doing good. I am going to have to move this camera because it's going to be weird. Um, but it's funny because I have both my Logitech cameras hooked up, so I was trying to figure out which one to use. And I got this one, the one over here, all set up and ready to go, and it decided to use this one. So, have you really? Oh, Red Moon, I'm sorry to hear that. That's hard when dreams you wake up crying. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. I really do. It's tough to have those kind of dreams. Um, I sit there and when I have bad dreams, they're usually about something happening with my kids, and oh, drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. I hate it. So with that being said, are you ready to get into some freaky news? So, some odd news. Oh, really? Easily distracted? I can try and answer you, Red Moon. I mean, it's, yeah, definitely. Before we get into the news, is it all one area of your past easily distracted? I'm honestly, I'm not worried about it. I'm not. Um, oh, wow. That's wild. Easily distracted. That's wild. Red Moon, to answer your question, I'm really not worried about it. I think it's gonna come through and go right out. I mean, China's already um, getting better and everything like that. The numbers they're reporting, and I just explained this to my boss today. The numbers that they're reporting and everything, it's hard to say what's true and what's not because, like, they said they had 3 confirmed cases in Anchorage, at least where I'm from. Well, I'm not in Anchorage, um, but what it was basically the one guy that came into the hospital did have it, but the nurse and doctor that treated him self-contained themselves just in case. So they counted all 3 of them instead of just that one guy. Do you know what I mean? Oh, okay, easily distracted. That could be. That could definitely be. To me, at least with my mom, when my mom comes to me in dreams, I feel like she's, visiting me. Like I have a lot of dreams lately where we're, going out and having fun and doing stuff together, um, and laughing and joking. And I believe that's her coming to me doing the stuff that she couldn't do in her later years. Do you know what I mean? And now that I'm older and, have my own family, we're out, you know, kind of girl power type of thing. Yeah, that is painful. I mean, sometimes I don't want to wake up, because it's a good dream. Yeah. But yeah, Red Moon, I really, I mean, I just feel like I work in the hotel industry. I work in the front desk, so I deal with everybody that comes through our hotel. And I honestly, I joke about it and say, I'm going to tell everybody to stand back and I'll like whip them their keys to their room. But, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to stop interacting with people. I'm not going to stop joking around with people. You know what I mean? I'm If it hits, it hits. If not, it don't. Yeah, I definitely hope it don't either. You know what I mean? Um, wow, Red Moon. Fighting on the streets and stealing. I'm trying to think of what, if anything comes to mind, what that could reflect. I mean, I'm not a dream person. I don't interpret dreams or anything. But I'm trying to think, like, with me, what would it interpret? Interpret in Yeah. I try to have good character. I try. And I'm also the groups manager, so I deal with all the tourisms and all the, tourists and all the tourism planning that goes into it and everything. So, yeah, it's a fun job. I love it. All right. How about we go ahead and get into some news? You guys want to hear some freaky news? So I guess a black ring was reported at Disneyland. This was posted on March 16th, so a little while ago. Hey Zach, how you doing, hon? I am liking my new desk. I am. It's smaller than I thought it was going to be, but you know what? It works. I love it. So yeah, this black ring sparks UFO reports at Disneyland. Now I don't. I looked at it and I will definitely share it with you guys. I don't think it looks like a UFO. It's definitely weird though. I'd love to get your guys' input on it. Let me go ahead and get that up there. Oh, now it's going to do that stupid thing. Why does it do that? What did I do? Okay. There we go. I stopped it. Haha. It's okay, Zach. I can work about with anything. So this black ring sparks UFO reports at Disneyland. A curious ring of smoke floating high above. Can you guys see that okay? It looks so dark on my screen. I don't know why. Um, hey Ron, how you doing? Oh, he's over on D Live. I'm like, that's not usually his name over here. Got me running around seeing how you doing, Ron. So a curious ring of smoke floated high above Disneyland, California, was picked up on camera earlier this month. Disneyland might be closed now due to the coronavirus pandemic, but during the first week of this month, visitors were treated to a spectacle that wasn't in any brochures. Resembling a black smoke ring, the anomaly aerial phenomenon was filmed by several people and since been viewed by tens of thousands of times on social media. But could this be really evidence of extraterrestrials or a more mundane explanation? Now, like I said, I don't that don't remind me of um, a UFO per se, but it is eerie. I mean, not gonna lie, and I'll show you the YouTube video here in a second, is point out by several online commentators or commenters, the most likely explanation is the ring was produced by a cannon using one of the park's many attractions. But if people notice that before too? I don't know. I've never gone to Disneyland, so I don't know. You hear popping? Could be my mouse. Does everybody hear popping? I don't know what's popping. I don't hear it. Yeah, it's definitely wispy like that, like a smoke ring, easily distracted. Oh, I think you're hearing when you talk in D Live, when the restream bot, it pops to let me know people are talking in there. Um, I don't know. I can't. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can shut it off. Hold on one second. Mm-mm-mm. Or maybe not. Can I pop this out for a minute? And I can't scroll up or down. Oh, there we go. Oh, nope, that's not helping much of anything there. Yeah, unfortunately, Ron, I can't stop it right now. It's because I was on D Live last night. Excuse me. Ooh. So, sorry. So anyway, what I was saying, black rings like this have been reported for years in many parts of the world. However, in the most cases, the cause has been traced back to some sort of fire, explosion, or industrial process. It's because of my Restream bot. Yeah. Every time you talk or somebody in YouTube talks, Restream bot pops up over there. So I'm not missing anybody. And given the number of displays and effects at Disneyland, it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility that this particular smoke ring has a decidedly down to earth explanation, which I totally get. But you would think would, if somebody's pointing up and saying, hey, there's something weird, somebody might say, oh, yeah, that's from this. So here's the. Hey, Carl, how are ya?
Avengers, they're coming. Avengers, they're coming.
So it definitely looks like smoke. But I just want to know. I know the feeling, Diary. I know the feeling. That's how it was yesterday. And I apologize to everybody for no game day. I was sick yesterday. Good now. But I had a stomach bug. I know that was funny. I wasn't expecting that. Easily distracted. The Avengers, they're coming. But I mean, do you see what I mean? I don't think I chalk that up to a UFO. But I mean, it is very weird. Um, what do you guys think it is? Do you think? I mean, it definitely could be from a cannon if they use those things. But I would think that somebody would come forward and say, "Hey, this is what it is." You know what I mean? The next story that I have for you guys is they found some dinosaur stuff on the Scottish Isle. Science have discovered dozens of fossilized footprints on the picturesque Isle of the Skye in Scotland. Yes, Disney is haunted. Yes. Well, I can't confirm nor deny. I've never been, but from what I've heard, it is. Avengers Assemble. Yes, I like it. The wild and rugged island, which is situated just off the country's west coast, was home to a wide variety of dinosaur species some 170 million years ago during the Middle Jurassic era. Now paleontologists, led by Paige DiPaolo of the University of Edinburgh, have identified a number of previously unseen fossil footprints left in the ancient coastal mudflats at two separate sites. That is so cool. Well, yeah, easily distracted. I definitely could see where it was a cannon or a boat cannon. Definitely. I just wonder why people aren't saying, hey, that's what that's from. Among the footprints, those are the Deltapodus, a type of stegosaurus that grew up to 300 or 30 feet long. The find represents the first time these species have been linked to the island. To me, that is just way cool. There's also three-toed footprints that may have belonged to some early bird-type dinosaurs. We knew that there was giant long-necked sauropods and jeep-sized carnivores, but we can now add plate-backed Stegosaurus to that roster, and maybe even primitive cousins of the duck-billed dinosaurs too, study co-author Dr. Stephen Brissett. I wish I had a nicer picture of, you know. Um, yeah, so they found it fresh, not fresh, but, footprints from the dinosaur era, and I would thought that was just really cool. They're still finding, of course they're all over the world. But I thought that was so cool that they found some over there new. They didn't even know that, the Stegosaurus roamed over there. So that's, to me, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to find that stuff out. The next story that I got for you guys is, did the CIA invent the term conspiracy theory? Wouldn't put it past them. So what they're talking about is, was the term invented to play down JFK's assassination theories? Is the idea that the CIA first came up with the term conspiracy theory itself a conspiracy theory? Writing in the conversation, Michael Butter, a professor at American Literature and Culture History at the University of Tübingen, Germany, explores the origins of the term conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theories have a long history, but the actual term conspiracy theory emerged much more recently. It was only a few decades ago that the term took on a derogatory connotations as it is today, where to call someone a conspiracy theorist functions as an insult. No, you thought North America and Europe was connected? No, we don't touch. Not that I'm aware of. So it may come as no surprise that there is even a conspiracy theory about the originals or origins of the label. The conspiracy theory claim that the CIA invented the term in 1967 to dispute those who questioned the official version of John F. Kennedy's assassination and doubted that his killer, Lee Harvey Oswald, had acted alone. There are even two versions of this conspiracy theory. I find this all funny, amusing. Oh, back when they did. That's true. I can understand that, Ron. That's true. I give you that. Yeah. But to find it, and you know what I mean? It's pretty neat. At least to me it is. Um, there are two versions of the conspiracy theory. The more extreme version claims that the CIA literally invented the term in the sense of the words conspiracy and theory have never been used before in combination. A more moderate version acknowledges that the term existed before, but claims that the CIA intentionally created its negative connotations so to turn the label into a tool of political propaganda. Those more moderate version has been particularly popular in recent years for two reasons. First, it is very easy to disprove the more extreme claim that the CIA actually invented the term, as a search on Google Books quickly revealed that the term conspiracy theory emerged around 1870 and began to be more frequently used during the 1950s. Even die-hard conspiracy theorists have a hard time trying to ignore this. And second, the most moderate version received a big boost in popularity a few years ago when American political science Lance DeHaven Smith propagated that it in a book published by a renowned university press. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, propaganda, definitely. Right, Ron? Smoking gun. Although are making different claims about the origin and development of the term, The proponents of both versions invariably point to an official CIA document called Concerning Criticism of the Warren Report as their smoking gun. It was released in 1976 after the New York Times requested it under the Freedom of Information Act. The document expressed concern about the considerable number of people who doubted the official investigation into Kennedy's murder. The Warren Commission, who found that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. The Warren Commission, which found that he acted alone. It also aims to equip CIA contacts with arguments against those who can challenge the findings and official version of the event. For example, if emphasis that nobody in their right mind would have chosen someone as unstable as Oswald as a pawn in a larger plot, and it points out that the logical fallacies of these alternative accounts. One may find that the CIA's attempt to influence public opinions problematic. I don't, but But there is not a single sentence in the document that indicates the CIA intended to weaponize, let alone introduce the term conspiracy theory to disqualify criticism. In fact, conspiracy theory is the singular is never used in the document. Conspiracy theories in the plural is only used once, matter-of-factly in the third paragraph. Conspiracy theories have frequently thrown suspicion in our organization. For example, by falsely alleging that Lee Harvey Oswald worked for us. The authors of the document deployed the term in a very casual manner and obviously do not feel the need to define it. This indicates that there is not a new term, but already widely used at the time of described alternative accounts. So what do you guys think? Do you think that, maybe the CIA didn't invent the word or words, conspiracy theories, but do you think they used it for propaganda to bring it, make it derogatory towards people? Or do you think that's people in itself doing that? Right. The far more interesting issue for me is why the conspiracy theory emerged and why so many people believe in it. No scholar has yet fully charted the course of the particular theory, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly when it emerged. But it's safe to assume that during the 1980s or 1990s, based on cursory investigations. It was only in the 1980s that the term conspiracy theory began to really have the negative connotations we associate with today. I don't find it derogatory. I mean, you're a conspiracy theorist. Well, so what? I'm not, but I'm just saying, I don't find it derogatory. Do you guys find it derogatory? I mean, I really don't. I like my conspiracy theories. I like reading and figuring out what could be possibly have happened. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I just don't find it derogatory. Right, right. Oh, I totally get that. I totally get that. Yeah, exactly. It's because we're easily distracted said we are all smart. We have intelligence. But I get what they're trying to say. The reason why so many people believe the idea that CIA invented the term conspiracy theory relates to the role of the Kennedy assassination in the larger history of the concept and their popularity. It may seem that they are living in an age of conspiracy theory, but such theories were even more popular in the past. can be at times when the theories are pure lies. Like we don't need to. Right, right. I hear you. From at least the 17th century to the 1950s, conspiracy theories were a widely accepted way of understanding the world and often the official versions of events. They were articulated by elites and usually targeted external enemies or subversities who were allegedly trying to undermine the state. It was only during the 1950s and the early 60s that was a glitch in my speech. Did you? Glitch in the matrix. Um, the conspiracy theories started to become a stigmatized way of explaining big events. Right, I get that. I get that easily distracted, definitely. One sided effect of this move was from Main Street to the margins of society. And I lost my place in. Okay. Society that what was that conspiracy theories started to primal target socially and political elites. They are no longer concerned with alleged plots against the state, but those who orchestrated by the state. Right, Ron? So yeah, I mean, and the last part of it's another side of this new stigma with the label conspiracy theory or theorist becomes a projective term. The Kennedy assassination was the first major incident in which conspiracy theorists accused the state of secretly plotting evil and provided alternative accounts that were then labeled conspiracy theories, as in the 1967 CIA document. So it's hardly surprising that conspiracy theorists who blame events on the intentional actions of evil people, respectively, see the emergence of the term as a deliberate attempt to uphold the official version of the Kennedy situation. Yeah, exactly, diary. True and original definition of conspiracy to plot against and theorist a person's offering theories or aspects of subject theoretical, thus offering ideas on how one was to conspire. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't have any offense. I don't take any offense to it. I've been called worse. Hey Lunar, how you doing, hon? Yeah, I definitely been called worse. So I mean, I don't know. So the next article that I have for you guys is so somebody says that they got a Bigfoot caught on camera through their peering through their window. Bigfoot peers through windows in new images. This was from March 17th. Are you ready for it? I'm doing good, Mary. Thank you for asking. I'm doing good. Hope you are doing well. There it is. There's the money shot, guys. So, a curious set of photographs have emerged showing an alleged Sasquatch looking through a man's window. The images, which appear to show the head of a large gorilla-like creature, was reportedly taken by Scott Yalman outside his home. That name sounds familiar. I know somebody with that name. Right, diary? Yeah, exactly. Um, the Scott Yeoman outside his home, Bailey, Colorado. In August of 2017, my wife and I, were finishing the interior of a bat in the back of the house, and I came into the living room and caught a whiff of a very harsh odor in the room. He wrote, "It smelled like rotting animal flesh, vomit, and increment. Increasement, that word." I caught a glimpse of the something moving outside the window from the corner of my eye. Initially believing the intruder to be a bear, he moved closely only to realize that it was something else. When I realized it wasn't a bear, not a beer, because he wouldn't have been scared of a beard. Fear struck me hardcore, he wrote. I used a cheap Kodak Sports digital camera for taking pictures, and the most part, it was taking fast action picture video. After capturing images of the creature, Yelman went for his gun, but as he turned back to shoot the intruder, it moved away from the window and quickly disappeared in the wilderness. Concerned for their safety, his wife called the police and three officials or arrived to investigate. Now, definitely they were scared enough to call the cops. I mean, shit. Although Yeoman reports that he had uploaded footage of the creature to a computer at his mother's house, the building was later destroyed in a fire, taking the evidence with it. All that remains are the photographs. See below. There's the story behind the photos. I hope people can find something in here to benefit them if they are dealing with one too, Yeoman concluded. I mean, obviously, they were terrified in this incident. So just updated with Expedition Bigfoot wrote this. Just updated with actual witness relocation of events. These photos of peeking Sasquatch from Bailey, Colorado are starting to get some legs. I'll include some comments from the original poster as well. Very interesting. So there's one. It won't let me go to see the others. But I mean, that's creepy looking. That is, even though I love Bigfoot. Everybody knows that I'm a Bigfoot person. It does look like a, what's the, to me it looks like, well, to me it looks like Harry and the Hendersons, kinda. But it looks like, gigantic Pithecia? What's the big, the big gorilla? That's your brother? It looks so sad to me. This picture right here, he looks so sad to me. I just want to come in and play. But yeah, what do you guys take? What do you guys think? I mean, I know some of you, do you believe in Sasquatch? Others do not, which is all okay. Um, yeah, they're interesting. Oh wow, easily distracted. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, lonely. Exactly. Yeah. Definitely wild. Definitely wild. Hey Blue, how are ya? Hope you're doing well, hon. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty cool. I'm sure you can, if you go under Expedition Bigfoot on our Facebook. Oh, I thought it was Twitter. But right? Me too. Oh, I wouldn't. I mean, I can't. Okay, I can't say that I wouldn't run away because I mean I've never had that experience. Um, and things that shouldn't scare me have scared me. So I can't really say that I would, but I mean I would love to sit there. I would just like love to watch it roaming through the. You know what I mean? Wouldn't want to bother it. Obviously, they don't want to be bothered. Um, and they're hella tall and they're hella big. So But I would just love to watch it. Just do what it's doing, you know? It's because of the restream. I can't open up the D Live to get it to stop. It's popping over there, so I don't miss anybody. That's what that is. All right, guys, are you ready for the big? Oh, I'm sorry, diary. My bad. My bad. I see. I now most of you heard the my story with the sea lion, so you know I never thought I'd run from one of them. But when one pops up right next to you, you tend to get scared, and your flight or flight kicks in, and you know my flight kicked in very hard, enough to where left Eddie at the dock. It's like, what are you doing? Hurry up! Oh my God. Blue, thank you for the ice cream. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, easily distracted. Thank you. I try to go through it. Now that everything is right with the new desk and everything, I can go about like I used to do where I can plan out, I can put my monthly calendar up and plan out what I'm doing and what I'm going to research and that. So that's nice. So it'll be going back to the older ways where I'm not jumping around as much. Well, I do on Freaky News Friday because there's different articles, obviously. But I mean, like with my What If Wednesdays and Paranormal, I can actually sit down and research. You know what I mean? Like I used to when I first started doing this. So, yeah. Okay. Ready for the next one? We all know what the Sea Scrolls are, right? Dun dun dun. Museum's Dead Sea Scrolls are all forgeries. This came out the March 14th. 16 Dead Sea Scroll fragments on display at the Museum of the Bible in Washington has been exposed as fakes. Considered to be one of the most significant ancient texts ever discovered, the Dead Sea Scrolls are comprised of several hundred documents dating back more than 2,000 years. They are found inside 11 caves in the eastern Judean desert between 1946 and 1956. Oh, wow, really easily? Wow. Well, thanks to him. That's pretty freaking cool. And thank you for coming and checking me out. I'm glad you like it. I really do. While fragments of the scrolls have been on display in museums around the world for years, this week it was revealed that 16 fragments on display at the Museum of Bible in Washington, D.C. are actually little more than forgeries. They had been purchased back in 2002 at a time when a number of counterfeit scrolls had appeared on the market. However, it wasn't until 2016 that the experts had stated to question their authenticity. Really, diary? I mean, they're really it's cool, but when I saw this article, I was like, "What?" After art fraud insights determined that 5 of them were forgeries, the museum conducted a detailed. Why'd they wait so long to get them, to question their authenticity? I'd be like, I don't know, just my way of thinking, I guess. Um, the museum conducted a detailed investigation into the remaining 11 using comprehensive imaging and analyzing techniques. After an exhaustive review of all the imaging and scientific analysis results, it is evidence that none of the textual fragments in the Museum of the Bible's Dead Sea Scroll collection are authentic. Art Fraud Insights director and founder Colette Lowell said in a statement, moreover, each exhibit characteristics that suggest they are deliberate forgeries created in the 20th century with the intent to mimic authentic Dead Sea Scrolls. Plans to remove the counterfeit fragments from display are now underway. It's just what I just I don't understand why it took him so, like, every art. I mean, I know they have a lot, you know, they've curated a lot of art over the years, museums and such, you know. I just don't understand why it took them so long to see, oh, let's see if they're authentic. Like, do you think they knew that couldn't possibly be authentic? So we'll just display them, get people here. I don't know how the museum world works. I really don't. Um, Unless you're talking haunted museums. That's a different story. But, you know, I just don't understand what took them so long to. That's true. Easily distracted. Very true. That is. People do anything for money. That is true. That's where my brain goes. That they did know, and they're like, well, we'll just display them to get people in here, and then we'll figure out that they're not real. That's sad. That's really sad to me. Right, yeah, exactly. They wouldn't have the originals on display. Yeah. Especially since the whole big art heist and everything. Yeah, I totally get that. But to me it's just reading that I was just like, and I know they're backlogged. I'm not saying they're not. But I mean, I don't know, maybe because I'm poor and money is like, you know, um anything valuable I get, I'm just like, is it real? You know what I mean? Right, yeah, exactly. Yes, not yeah, what made you just made me think of that, Ron, with that whole dentist with the found the giant's teeth. And he looked at him as a dentist and like, yeah, they're teeth. You know what I mean? Human teeth, but they were huge. And he sent him out, and yeah, sure enough, they disappeared forever. See stuff like that, and they wonder why. They wonder why we think about things. Okay, we have another Bigfoot sighting. This one was captured on a dash cam. Worker captures alleged Bigfoot on dash cam. Is everything. I'm trying to figure out if this is what we're supposed to be looking at. We'll figure it out, I guess. Is this Bigfoot a dark gap in a tree or something else? Oh, is that the only thing? See, I didn't skim through this one. Sorry, guys, if it's not. Shot 30 miles east of the Banff Park boundary near Nordegg, Alberta. The short clip was recorded by an oil field worker who had been driving along when he picked up something on the side of the road. According to the accompanying description, he hadn't noticed anything unusual at the time and only discovered the anonymous figure when he reviewed the footage later for unrelated reasons. The Bigfoot itself is rather indistinct to say the least. A dark, shapeless. Oh, I wonder if it's like a. Is it like a Glimmerman Bigfoot? We'll see. Shapeless form visible between the trees that could easily be a patch of foliage or a gap between the branches cast in shadow. Even so, the worker who captured the footage was quite convinced and even filmed himself returning to the same spot the next day to look for evidence that a creature had been there. He found what appeared to be the area of dark branches and foliage where something large had been laying down. No, lying down. I said that right. As well as a number of dark brown hairs and what looked like large footprints. Given the questionable nature of, he better have kept that. Get those hairs analyzed, man. Given the questionable nature of the original footage, it's difficult to jump to conclusion that what he found was evidence of Bigfoot. However, judging by his reactions, there seemed to be little doubt in his mind that he discovered something extraordinary. Let's check out the video for ourselves. Are you ready?
An hour, because this is something that's going to unfold. It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold for months.
Oh, it definitely moved. Yeah, that's windshield wipers. Never mind. I don't know. See, I do get dizzy and kudos to him for
Check
going
it out
back
in
there.
here. Standing right here.
It definitely looks like a...
Holy shit. What the hell? Look at this. Here. Oh yeah, something was laying in here.
Well, supposedly, Ron, I guess
Holy
the
shit.
difference between our hair
Went down here.
Bigfoot hair is... I can't think what it's called.
Whoa, man. That's
We
crazy.
have our hair, a line in our hair.
Oh,
Definitely
shit.
something's connecting. Like our follicle goes down the middle. I don't know. There's like a shaft or something in our hair. And where
Oh, yeah.
there's not.
All this. Look at
It's
that.
hollow.
That's all hair. Something was definitely bedded in here. And my guess,
Hey, CP, how you doing?
a f***ing Sasquatch.
I'm doing good.
Holy
Thanks for asking.
crap, man.
So what do you guys think? I'll rewind it again so we can see it unless they play it again.
It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold for months.
Oh, I see what... I don't know. It looks weird. It looks like... I don't know. Is it a ghillie suit? What do you guys think? They just don't have the form. But it's not moving either. Oh God, I gotta play that again.
Because this is something that's going to unfold. It's been unfolding for months. It's going to continue to unfold for months.
I don't know, guys. What's your take on that? I mean, it just don't have. I don't know. It looks like somebody wearing a big coat. I mean, besides it being foliage, but definitely, I'm not gonna lie. Something was bedding down in that area. You can definitely see that. I don't know. What do you guys think? You don't know, DP? I don't know. Oh my God, it's crazy. It just don't look like Sasquatch. Like my mind is not perceiving it as could be Sasquatch, um, or Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it. Like the shape of the head, even looking down, it seems like too flat. Do you know what I mean? Am I making sense at all? I mean, definitely something's bedding down back there. There's some hairs back there. I totally get that. But to me, that just don't look like a Sasquatch shape. It almost, I don't even see a bear. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's got a body curve to it. It definitely does. I mean, it looks like I don't know. This head though, it looks like something with a hood pulled over it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right. Are you ready for the next installment? Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is my thing right here. From controlling minds to burning fires. This comes from Mysterious Universe, March 19th. Over the years, and thanks to the provisions of the Freedom of Information Act, a great deal has been learned about the secret world of the CIA's mind control program, MK Ultra. We could have learned much more about the program had it not been for one particular thing. In early 1973, massive amounts of MK Ultra files were destroyed on the orders of the CIA director at the time, Richard Helms. The reason behind the destruction was simple. The program was in danger of being compromised by the U.S. media and the U.S. Senate. And as the work of MK Ultra by 1973 had long been perfected, the now old historical records, which told the stories of the abuses that went on in the program, were deemed vital to be destroyed. But how did this situation come about? Let's see, shall we? It was in the late 1970s. It was in late 1972 that certain high-ranking figures in the CIA had been carefully and quietly providing U.S. journalists with the highly classified information on MK Ultra. And it wasn't just information that was being clandestinely shared, but official MK Ultra documents too. With such secret papers in the hands of the press, which revealed the long and shocking story of how the CIA had been using people against their will in the mind manipulation programs, all hell broke loose at the CIA. Helms demanded to know who was doing the leaking. It was yeah, he said. that whoever was doing it should be found and arrested as soon as possible. The answers to who it was given such material to the media that was never firmly proved. But there is no doubt that it was a Deep Throat meets Edward Snowden type character. Wow. Okay. When the U.S. media began to write what it knew about MK Ultra at the time, which was limited but certainly growing in clarity, the U.S. Senate took notice too. Matters were in danger of spiraling out of control, and rapidly so too. Director Helms knew that something had to be done, otherwise, just about everything MK Ultra had ever done would soon be public domain. Helms chose none other than Sidney Guttleby. Sorry, I got a little fruit fly in here. Damn bananas. To take control of the situation. Gottlieb, having been the man who ran the occult-driven Operation Often program, which began in the latter part of the 1960s, Holmes ordered Gottlieb on the morning of January 30th, 1973, to drive over to a certain installation owned by the CIA in Warrenton, Virginia. It was a facility which just happened to be house hundreds of thousands of papers of MK Ultra themed documents. The director of the facility was outraged. After all, we're talking about massive amounts of documentation from one of the CIA's most significant projects being destroyed at what pretty much amounted to a whim. But the same director was hardly in a position to argue, as the orders were coming from the most senior figure at the CIA, Richard Helms. Right, Ron? Sidney Gottlieb arrived early in the morning and ordered that every single piece of paper of the MK Ultra be made available to him. Cart upon cart of the files were taken to the facility's furnace. Gottlieb then ordered personnel from the Technical Service Division to destroy the files by burning them all. Gottlieb stood in the grim-faced silence as the documents were destroyed. It was an operation which took most of the day. When the task was over, Gottlieb returned to CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, and told a relieved Helms that the job had been completed. That was not the ending of things, though. An order went out to every CIA substation, to every college and university that may have conducted research on MK Ultra, for them and to every other arm of intelligence community to destroy anything and everything linked to the program. Inevitably, some, in fact many, survived the order of destruction. The number of pages that did survive Helms' order were leaked to the media, in much the same way that they had been back in 1972. Then, in December 1974, journalist Seymour Hersh wrote an article on MK Ultra for the New York Times. For Helms and the CIA, this was just about the worst news possible. It got even worse. The U.S. Senate decided it was time for them to get involved, which they did in big-time fashion. Thus was created the U.S. Senate Select Committee to study government operations with respect to intelligence activities. It became far more well known as the Church Committee, due to the fact that it was overseen by Senator Frank Church. The whole story came tumbling out and created shockwaves through the government, the CIA, and the media. A significant number of files were destroyed, but that didn't prevent the story from resurfacing. Right? Pretty messed up, right? So, I wonder how many files they destroyed on other things. I mean, they get rid of this shit. But anybody that knows me knows that I love reading about MK Ultra. I love reading about the history of Montauk Bay. Anything that do with stuff like that, I just absolutely love. Um, yeah, so what do you guys think? It's pretty messed up how that all unfolded. I never knew that. I never knew how it all came out or unfolded. I mean, I know we have the Freedom of Information Act right now, but I'd like to dig to know where, these stories came from, and this happened to pop up. And the way I look at things is that when things pop up like that for me, it's kind of like my time to talk about it, if that makes sense at all. So yeah, I mean, our next story comes from The Mystery of the Bell Island Boom. And this came out March 19th. Lying just off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada, is a tiny... Where's Patrick? Ron, you don't know about the Montauk Project? Oh, I talked about that last year, I think, in one of my lives. Oh yeah. Montauk Project. Have you ever seen the show Stranger Things? That show is loosely based off of a documentary that was done about the Montauk Project. Pretty wild stuff. Right? Just somehow disappeared, you know. So, lying just out, I'd love to know, because Patrick's near Newfoundland, isn't he? Thank you, Diary. Thank you so much. Um, I'd love to know if he knew about this or heard about it growing, or you know what I mean. Anyway, lying just off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada, is a tiny speck of land sitting with rolling gray seas of the Conception Bay. Measuring just 6 miles long and 2.2 miles wide, Bell Island would have likely been another forgotten rock if it hadn't been for vast reserves of iron deposits found there in the 1890s, much of which extended outward undersea from the island. After which, it would become one of the largest producers of the ore in North America, making it and its ore shipments target for German U-boats during World War II. The iron ore mining operation proposed until 1960s, when it considered too dangerous and costly to carry out the submarine mining operations, and Bell Island mostly faded into obscurity. However, in 1978, the tiny forgot island would thrust back into the spotlight when a very curious incident occurred here that remains much talked about mystery to this day. What is that? Why isn't it? Is it showing up on the? Oh, is this a skeleton? Is that like? That looks like Oh, it's the Grim Reaper, but it looks like. Doesn't that? What's that Muppet's name? Gomer. Is it Gomer? No, Gomer's on Sesame Street. Oh my god, I can't say it, but that's what it reminds me of. The way he laughed. If he was the Grim Reaper, that's the way it would be. Anyway, sorry guys. Shiny! On April 2nd, 1978, residents of the sparsely populated island were shaken by a sudden ear-splitting boom, reportedly heard up to 100 kilometers away, which sent out a shockwave that rattled buildings and, by some accounts, even knocked people off their feet. Damn. There would turn out to be in all manner of strange phenomena reported during this event. One of the main phenomena reported was the marked effect on electrical systems Electrical wiring apparently was totally fried. Televisions erupted into showers of sparks, power lines melted, and fuse boxes exploded for no discernible reason. There were also animals and livestock that were found to have dropped dead where they stood, apparently electrocuted. That's a lot of power. An extensive damage was reported on some structures, with one woman even reporting that her barn had completely torn in half, and many homes and outbuildings had suffered extensive damage to the roofs. Some locals also found what appeared to be a series of 3 2-foot deep holes in the grounds of the Bixford family farm that looked like some sort of impact craters. And then there was the really weird stuff. Holy crap. So that's Bell Island. In the aftermath of this thunderous boom, there came reports of people from around the island as far away as Newfoundland who had witnessed some pretty strange things in the sky during the anomalous event. Some people claimed that they had seen a bright shaft of light shooting down from the sky, while others reported floating orbs of fire in the sky or hovering lights, and others still said that they'd seen bright multicolored flashes. On top of all this, the blasts were found to have created enough energy to set off nuclear tests. Okay, hold on. Totally lost. On top of all this, the blast was found to have created enough energy to set off nuclear test watch satellites in orbit called the Vela satellites. Or Vela, I don't know. With all of this weirdness going on, of course, there was immediate speculation on which could be going on, ranging from the rational to the more conspiratorial. One curious detail, Ron, you are so funny. One curious detail in the days after the event that the immediate presence of 2 weapons researchers from the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico by the names of John Warren and Robert Freeman. Hey, I'm related to Freeman, so I should check that up. And I'm from New York, so that's close to there. Not New Mexico. I'm talking about, like, you know, Newfoundland. The fact that these 2 were investigating fueled rumors that some sort of secret weapons test had been carried out on the island, likely some sort of advanced electromagnetic pulse weapon, considering the large amount of damage to electrical systems. Right? Indeed, there would be a whole documentary released in 2004 exploring this angle titled The Invisible Machine. I'm going to have to check that out. Other ideas that it was caused by a sonic boom from an aircraft. A sonic boom, I don't think is going to do that. Or that I mean, I know it can mess things up, but I don't see it doing that. Or that it was all caused by ball lightning or a section of rock breaking away from the north part of the island. Of course, even UFOs have been mentioned. The main and most likely theory, however, is that this was the doing of what's called a lightning super bolt. These are more or less what the name suggests, freakishly large and powerful bolts of lightning that additionally last longer than usual bolts and cause more damage as well. Not only were most of the phenomenon reported consistent with the super bolt of lightning, but it would also turn out that the 2 scientists from the Los Alamos, National Laboratory, Warren and Freeman, made no secret that they were actually there to study a super bolt they believed to have picked up in the area of the Vela satellites. They came to the conclusion that it was likely one of those very rare super bolts, and were actually surprised that it had not caused even more damage considering its severity. Considering that it had become known as the Bell Island boom, matched what one would expect from a super bolt, and there is no evidence of sort of secret weapon test. Diary's got her eyes out. This has become the most likely official scenario. However, this has not been satisfactory for everyone, and talk of shady government cover-ups has hung over the incident right up to the present. So really, what really went on here at this remote island on that fateful day? Was this some sort of weapons test that was covered up? A mass hysteria? Ball lightning? A Super Bowl? Or something even weirder? At present, it's most likely to be the doing of lightning. But there seems to be plenty who do not agree with this, and so the case of the Bell Island boom has managed to gain quite a bit of traction as a strange unsolved mystery. It certainly seems as something mysterious happened on that day, but as to what, that still largely seems to be depending on who you ask. Whatever it was certainly strange and still much discussed. So I take it, Ron, you don't think it was the super bolt of lightning. What do you think it was? I mean, could it be a... I don't know, with those two guys coming up, I mean, like, what was their degrees? Did they say what they, like, did? Or was it German U-boats coming to kick ass? No, I mean, that's a lot of electricity. To kill an animal where it stood, melt white, I mean, that's a lot. Could. And Bell Island, I mean, it's an island. People like doing mysterious things on islands. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if those guys they study, it just says National Laboratory in New Mexico. What do they do in the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico? Let's see. What do they do there? Let's go see what they do there. It's National Security Science. Oh, now that makes it weird. See? They were part of the Manhattan Project. Okay. Now that... Knowing that they do that... As the United States Department of Energy National Laboratory, initially organized during World War II for the design of nuclear weapons as part of the Manhattan Project. Yeah. So these two people from this organization came up to figure out what happened. Why are they going... Now, yeah. I understand why people think that it had something to do with nuclear testing. Exactly. Exactly, Ron. Secrets, secrets. So that's why I like, doing these stories with you guys. Because, you should see me by myself. If you guys weren't here, I'd be going nuts looking, like, at everything and going down the rabbit holes. So you guys, I thank you for watching to, keep me balanced. Say, hey, you can't go down the rabbit holes just yet because you're doing a show. Sorry guys, didn't mean to, Hey PMDB, how are you? What's going on? Sorry, didn't mean to cough in your ear. Oh. So yeah, I mean, I really, up until that point, I was all for, hey, it could be a Super Bolt. But then, yeah. Hold on one second, guys. I feel it coming. Okay. I am doing good. I swear that was I don't have a virus. I forgot that you can't breathe and swallow things at the same time, which I tend to do a lot. Oh, really? I would like. Does he want an interview? I mean, I'm not good at interviewing people. I just let them talk because it's cool to me. I just want to. I sit there like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's definitely very cool. Um, yeah. So, like I said, I was good with the Super Bowl up until I figure out what those guys, or till I, search what those guys do, and then it came to, nuclear weaponry, and they were involved with the Manhattan Project. That kind of threw me off a little. I can understand where the conspiracy comes in to play, and I can understand why people thought that, that it was much more than just a Super Bowl. I'm not up to date on Sonic Booms, but I don't think Sonic Booms could definitely do that. Well, I mean, in a way, maybe they could because it's disrupting our freaking field, our Earth's field. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm telling you, rabbit hole. See, this is how I am in real life too. All right, so the last story that I have for you guys is the mysterious lost cursed village in Japan. Hey Haley, how you doing, hon? So, and you guys know how I am. I'm going to get all these names mixed up, or not mixed up, but just I can't say them right. I will try my best. But with them, I have a hard enough time speaking English. So, it says, this came from March 19th. I am doing well, thank you, Haley. Um, Hiking out in the wilds of Kyushu's Fukyu Prefecture. Why do I do these stories when I know there's words like this in there? Um, in Japan, one might be enchanted by the vast expansion of unspoiled mountainous wilderness here. One might be lulled into thinking that it's a quaint and peaceful pocket away from Japan's bustling metropolis. And that would not be wrong. However, as you hike along, you might come into a curious tunnel cutting through the Inaki Mountain, imposing and frightening with the darkness that lies within. If you are brave enough to make your way along this murky route, you may hear voices or wailings from the gloom, maybe even shadow figures, and even if you're able to run this gauntlet of strangeness, you will be deposited back into the light of day, where you might find a little side path meandering off. Follow this, and you will come to a sight of a curious crooked sign posted on a tree ahead, which scrawled upon the words, Japanese regulations and constitutions do not apply here. I want to go. I want to go. You guys go with me? Is any takers out there that would go with me? I want to go, but I don't want to go alone. Okay, guys? Beyond which you will see an abandoned ghost town of the old Edo Arrow village, and if you're lucky, you might just return to tell the tale. Welcome to the legendary Inaki village, where strange tales, spooky phenomenon, and mysterious vanishings are at the order of the day, and from where you'll be lucky to make it out alive. I'll cook. I'll cook. All right. You guys are the best. I freaking want to go. That's right. That's almost right up there with Skinwalker Ranch, you know? Not, it's not, but that's cool. The immediate area itself is already the home of the spooky paranormal tales revolving around the Inaki Tog Tunnel, also called the Old Inaki Tunnel, which happens to have been the scene of a mass cave-in that killed dozens of construction workers as it was being built. It is also supposedly prowled by the spirit of a man who died here in 1988 after a group of thugs tried to burn him alive. Oh my god, maybe I don't want to go. Yeah, I still want to go. The victim is said to have escaped into the tunnel even as the flames consumed him, eventually dying right there in the middle of the tunnel after committing suicide to end the excruciating pain of his ordeal. The perpetrators never faced justice, and even since then, motorists have reported an apparition appearing beside their car and unexplained brake failure. It's also frequently reported from here. Okay, so we'll be walking a lot. Um, there's also supposedly the spirit of a woman who was murdered here, and now abandoned tunnel has been considered one of the most haunted in Japan for quite some time. The nearby Inaki Ridge also has a reputation for a most haunted spot, full of ghostly screams and wails that permeate the air at night. Right? Yeah, I don't mind walking either. After brake failure goes on there. No, I'll walk. I might die walking, but I'll walk. The This is all very eerie, but it's perhaps even more interesting in how it pertains to the old legend of the cursed Inaki village. That's what. See, I so didn't picture that. I didn't picture it being so modern. I don't know. I don't know why. You think a ghost? I don't know. I just. Right, Haley? It is said that if you can make it through this tunnel, there will be a trail that leads off to the wilderness. And it is along with this feral, overgrown trail that once hidden in the hidden village would. Wait a minute. I. It's along with this feral, overgrown trail that one can find the hidden village, which does not exist on any map. It is supposedly very small, well hidden, choked by wilderness, and easy to miss, even by some accounts only revealing itself for certain individuals. And there is supposedly a dark history behind this place. The story goes that inhabitants chose to close all ties with the outside world in Edo period between 1603 and 1868. There better not be no these people out there trying to kill me and shit. All right, good. That's good, Haley. We need somebody that's good at fighting things. The villagers were said to be part of a strange cult. God. This makes me want to go even more. Carrying out arcane rituals, and there are stories of madness and murder here, with death, incest, and cannibalism supposedly a common occurrence. One night, a villager supposedly went insane and slaughtered 33 of his fellow villagers in a bloodbath, after which this forsaken place was struck from maps and left to rot. From here, the weirdness begins. Okay, Ron can bring a weapon. Diary can pick up on the spirits all around us. I'll cook. According to the tales, the village still exists, populated by... Oh, see, no! That ruins it right there. Populated by inbred survivors who have riddled the place with traps and will attack anyone who comes here with axes and sickles. Oh, Ron, you better get a big weapon there. What is up with that? Stories of hikers and explorers disappearing in the area are sometimes blamed on this legendary village. And it has its share of ghostly phenomena as well. Yeah, everybody's got to bring their paranormal equipment, definitely. But we need big weapons, Ron. um, Electronic devices supposedly won't work here, and you said to be phantom hounds that prowl the wilds and a ghost who wields a sickle shambling about. There is all manner of talk of interdimensional portals, bouts of lost time, and demons conjured up by the villagers. And it all is very scary and persuade as a Japanese urban legend. Finding its way online with its discussed many commenters claiming to have found it. But is there any truth to all of this? Is there some reclusive village out in the mountains beyond Japanese law and populated by man, ghosts, demons, and maybe worse? As a matter of fact, there is indeed a village called Unaki, but it seems to actually be separated from this legend. The real Unaki village was once a major coal town working for the Kuroda clan until much of it was devastated by a flood in 1889. Okay, Haley, you keep that belief. We'll keep that up. They can try to attack, but they will not succeed. um, After which it was largely either abandoned or absorbed by neighboring villages, to the point that it does not really exist anymore or anything other than memory. It was indeed a real place, but not the one people speak of legends in this area. One of the ideas is that this is all based on a creepypasta type story that started making the rounds in 1999 when a poster on a Japanese message board told it found, I don't know, because they got the suicide, no, is that China? It's got the suicide force. I mean, there's some, I don't know, there's creepy places out there. Posted on a Japanese message board told of having found this mysterious village out of the middle of nowhere. Of seeing the sign announcing its existence outside of law and being attacked by maniacal villagers before ending his post with a plea for someone to go check it all out. I think I remember reading this. Honestly, I think I remember might have read this. You can see the original post here. The fourth comment down, although it is all in Japanese, is very unsettling, but very difficult to verify in any way. While over the years, the cursed village would gain momentum in similar forums and draw in people with all sorts of strange stories to tell about it. It seems that it all more or less comes back to this one original post. This definitely gives us a feel of the internet urban legend in the making. I want to go check it out. That's all there is to it. And also raising a red flag in much of the story of this lost Unaki village can be seen in a series of J-horror video game called Siren and Forbidden Siren. Okay, Haley, hurry back, hon. Damn, Diary, nice win. Holy crap. The game features a village called Hanada, which bears many of the hallmarks of mystical Unaki village. Hanada is also a hidden village in the mountains, full of villagers that follow some bizarre cult and also the site of a massacre that killed 33 people. So where did this video game come from? I'm going to have to check that out. There are abandoned houses filled with bloodstained clothing, and it is a place that lies between dimensions, and which can cause someone to vanish without a trace. The game really went all in with numerous fake viral marketing sites that present it all very real, complete with photographs which aptly happen to be a totally different creepy village near Tokyo. And they even asked for further information regarding it. it's all presented in a very believable fashion that might trick some casual readers that it is intended for a real place. But it is all just a viral marketing. It certainly seems this could have been the inspiration of the story of Anaki Village. Although there have been plenty of people who say it's the other way around and that the games are based on the real place. Who knows? I'm going to find out. I truly want to go here. Is that bad? I'm scared of people killing me, though. I mean, that's really scary. I'm not, but I want to see the ghosts and I just want to get the feel of the place. But I don't want people killing me. Yet this makes all more unlikely that such a village exists, as does the complete lack of evidence that this accursed place is really where it is said to be. Japan has no shortage of creepy abandoned villages and shrines, but so far there are none that have found riddled with traps and prowled by demons and raving mad villagers. Is there really a hidden village out there in the mountains of Japan, full of sinister focuses and sequestered away in its own realm of evil? Probably not, but it's certainly a wild story all the same, and one just might want to be wary if ever venturing through the area, just in case. Crazy, crazy stuff, right? That's just nuts. I want it to be real. Is that a bad thing? I really want it to be real. I really do. What just happened? Wait a minute. Where did that... Wait. I'm so confused. Oh, we need some of the hands. I saw ad and I'm like, why is there ads coming up on my chat? That's so funny. I know. Well, I really want it to be real. I would love for it to go there. God, I would love to go there. Ron with his dancing guy there. I love it. I absolutely love it. So what do you guys think? Were they good stories today? Hopefully you enjoyed them. I totally had fun sharing them with you. And yeah, I mean, I really want to go to that. I want to find that village. Even if it's not true, it'd be a fun adventure. Definitely be leery though of strange people coming up. I'd be like, they part of the village? What do you guys think? We'll definitely be walking because if brakes get cut, that's not cool. Yeah, it definitely was a fun stream. There's good articles this week. Good articles. With that being said, I think that we're going to end for News Friday. And I hope you all enjoyed the articles. Yeah, Ron, if you don't know about Montauk Bay, check that out. I love it. I love Montauk Bay. That goes with the old video game that nobody remembers. I forget. See, I don't remember. It's in one of my videos, though. One of my What If Wednesday videos, I believe. But yeah, nobody remembers this video game. That's what started the whole thing with me, at least. I knew about Montauk Bay, but I didn't know how deep it went. And then apparently there was this video game that hypnotized people, and that's what they say that's the Montauk, I don't know what you call it, facility did was manipulate the whole the kids who lived in Montauk. It's very wild. Very wild. Like I said, that documentary is um, the reason Stranger Things is basically on. Hey, Freaky Geek. Oh, no worries, hon. No problem. No problem. You know. Well, the thing about Montauk Bay is where what I find fascinating is the government said that there's no tunnels underneath the facility. And they have proof that there's the tunnels under. One of the guys used to work there. It was like, yes, there is. I went down those tunnels on a daily basis. Other people, a kid remembers going down there and being in there, like his parent worked there or something, and he remembers running around there. So, what's that, Freaky Geek? Oh, was this a type? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, it was a yes, I think it did. That was why they stopped. They like supposedly or allegedly got rid of the game because that happened to somebody. And so somebody was like, "Why is this kid, Yeah, Ron, I'd love Yeah. That's okay. We'll call it whenever in my daily life, whenever I screw up a word, I'm like, I meant to say it that way. It's a missyism. So it'll be a freaky geekism. New words. Love new words. There's that bird on speed. But yeah, that's what led into investigating the game. Because they would have like allegedly like Men in Black would come in and like get information from the game or something. It was pretty wild. Hello, how are ya? Thanks for coming in. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed all the news articles today. And definitely great discussion, though. And Freaky Geek, we've all decided we're going to go find this place. Um, well, welcome. Um, we decided we're going to go find a place in Japan. This lost village that supposedly could be there. No, I don't have the coronavirus. Well, I didn't say I was wise. We're all gonna go there. Ron's gonna take care of the weapons. I'm gonna cook for y'all. Diary's gonna keep in mind of all the spirit activity that's going on. Like this village is plagued with this village is plagued with ghosts, demons, um, people that can kill you, like inbreds that are there, like wrong turn kind of people, I guess. Um, Ron, where so we Haley's going to Haley, what were you gonna do? I forgot. We're all gonna bring our paranormal equipment. Apparently, it's not going to work there anyway, but we're going to bring it along. We're going to walk because apparently this tunnel or whatnot causes um brakes not working, brake failure. So we're all going to walk. Just English, please. So, you know, that's our plan. Hey, Thomas, how are ya? I'm good. How are you? So yeah, we're gonna go to this. We don't know if it's real, but we're gonna check it out. You want to go, Freaky Geek? Good to hear, Thomas. That's okay. That's okay. Listen, I speak English and I have bad English. It's all good. Okay, Blue can yep. Try to keep everybody. Freaky Geek. Yeah, Blue's gonna keep our spirits up. Keep everybody on right on track. That works. Bye, I'm gonna butcher your name if I try to say it. I'm sorry. We'll get you out of there, Freaky Geek. We'll get you out of there to go. Ron's good. Ron's bringing a big weapon. A big weapon, because apparently there's like cannibals and everything there. So. Am I ran? Did I say it right? I'm so sorry if I didn't. What are you going to do? You know? Turkey. It's no problem. I mean, I work with people from Kazakhstan, so. Turkey? I don't know if it's gonna. Turkey? Did I say that right? I try. Tukey? Tukey. Two. I don't know how to. Am I saying at least two right? Tukey. You learn something new every day. All right, guys. Well, it is that time. I got to get going. Hopefully my credits will come up, but I'm sure they won't. Right? Yeah. I can see that. But let's go ahead and thank you everybody for being here. I'm so grateful for you all. I appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. And watch through the weekend. I might go live. mainly on D-Live, just probably because I can play music and everything, and we talk and chat. Oh, that's okay, Freaky Geek. No problem whatsoever. I hope you guys have a wonderful, if I don't see you, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Even if I do see you, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And, yeah, we will see each other again. All right. I'm not sure what I'm doing for Monday Musings. I'm going to take the weekend and, yeah, I'll have to remember that, Freaky Geek. You don't have Twitter, do you? Because I always send out a tweet. But I'll start doing that. I'll start sending a message. I'll make a couple buttons and start sending messages for Facebook too. But oh, that's right. You are. I should have remembered that. I remember you saying that. All right. Well, I will definitely leave messages on Facebook. Yeah, that's the one. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and try to do the credits, see if they work, which they probably won't, but we could always have faith. And no. Well, apparently I'm saying thank you to all the bots. Thank you for my moderators. Thank you for everybody that showed up. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Love you guys. And be safe out there. Be safe. And I will see you later. Bye, guys.